Now, a major issue that Final Fantasy as a whole has always shared is that they never did a very good job of explaining the world. Now, later on in their series, they did. For example, I felt that Final Fantasy VII, as overhyped as a game as it is, did a fairly good job of explaining the mythos, the world, the people, the cities, everything about it, I felt was at least organically taught to you through character interaction. Now, a problem that our good friend 13 has, they don't explain a goddamn thing. Which makes sense, the way that it's presented. These characters have lived with it their whole lives. If they just stopped to talk to someone like, hey, do you know what a pulse fal'C is? They'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Of course I know this. It's something that's well known in their world. However, that also presents a massive roadblock for them. I don't want to go through and read codec entries for 20 minutes just to find out what the fuck it is. I don't want to have to look through my index for 10 minutes to find one tidbit of information. Now, some of you might say, well, I mean, come on, it's not that bad, right? I mean, it is that bad. It was bad when Mass Effect did it, which series that I love altogether, Mass Effect, fantastic. It was bad when they did it, when it was just walls of text, but at least they explained things through character interaction as well. They never explain anything in Final Fantasy XIII. They never talk about what the Guardian Core is. They never tell us what the fuck a Pulse fal'C is. We learn over time because we see them 30 times. We can assume that they're these giant statue robot things that brand you. We can assume that, but it's never expressly said to us. Now, that's a pretty big flaw. If I don't know what my characters are trying to accomplish, how can I ever identify myself with said characters? You can't. If I don't know who this person is, and quite frankly, I still don't know who half of them are. You know who they are. You know that Snow is, I guess, the leader of a fucking group of douchebags called Nora. You know that. But you don't know who he is. You don't know any of his background. You don't know anything about him as a character. With Lightning, you can kind of get away with it. Because the whole point of her character is that no one knows her. No one. They make it very express as to say that in the beginning of the game. Her last name is this. No one knows her first name because no one knows who they really are. You can get away with that. You can get away with no one really knowing, what the fuck's her name? Vanilla. You can get away with that because it's all a secret. You can't get away with Snow or Zaz. It just, blah. You can't get away with Hope. Once again, what the fuck do we know about Hope by the end of this game? We know he's a whiny bitch. We know his mom died. And that's about it. I mean, we know the city he's from. I guess we kind of know his dad. But we don't know what led him to be there. We don't know why he was on the train. Well, I guess he was on the train for his mom. You know what I mean. We don't really know much about these characters. Ever. I mean, if you read their codec entries, I'm sure it tells you. I'm sure it explains their entire fucking backstory. But like I said, who wants to do that? I'll go out and buy an extended universe book. I'll go out and buy a StarCraft book to learn Jim Raynor's backstory. I'll do that. But don't have that in the game as an excuse to not tell me anything. Don't. Same kind of problem that Dragon Age had. Which, in Dragon Age, they explained most of it. They said, here's what the Circle of Mages is. Here is what a Templar is. Blah, blah, fucking blah. The only thing we didn't know is the history of the world itself. Which I will go out and learn. Because it does not pertain to my story right now. The story in Final Fantasy XIII is never fucking explained. You only move forward because it is the only path laid out for you. I don't know why I'm moving forward, nor do I care. I just know that I'm supposed to go there. Utter bullshit. Whereas in earlier games, we were free to go wherever the fuck we wanted. I could go to different gardens in Final Fantasy VII if I wanted to. I could walk around the overworld in 1 for hours if I so pleased. No, this is a fucking linear path. Go straight. Don't dilly-dally or you're fucked. There's no interest in that. And the swapping between characters constantly gets on my nerves. I miss, maybe this has no place, maybe I'm not allowed to complain about this. But, fuck it, it's not gonna stop me. But, I miss picking my party. I miss being able to say, I want these 3 people in my party. Now I am forced to have these people. Because that's the way the game developers wanted it. This is the story they want to tell. Fuck you if you want to see anything they didn't want you to. They flip you off every time they put you in a forced party, which is the entire fucking game. Not to mention, most of the time, I'm playing with 2 characters out of a party of 3. In the first 14 hours, you spend maybe 1 hour with 3 characters in your party. Then they all split off. Even when there's 4 people in the same area, I'm still split into parties of 2. Why have 3-party fighting if you're only gonna let me have 2? No. Fuck you. Let me have some amount of choice like this series has been built off of. Allow me to tell my own goddamn story. Allow me to organically experience the world that you have crafted. Don't force me through it. I'm not a goddamn 6-year-old. This isn't bedtime stories with Square Enix. This is a story game. Alright, fuck, that makes me sound like a 6-year-old. Maybe I am a 6-year-old. There we go. I'm a goo-goo gaga. I'm gonna go play fucking Elmo Adventures. You guys have a good day. And as always, keep watching my shitty videos. Because they're gonna keep shitty. Oh yeah. Why are you still watching? Turn off the fucking video. I'm not joking. Right now. Fine. Fuck you. I'm turning it off.